And we're back.
Huzzah.
So, as you all gather in the lodging room, you all gather around Khadija, who sort of reaches out and says, "So, I think if we're all ready, I'm probably best casting this spell first, just in case." And
Oh yeah, illusion first.
they turn to Elizabeth and just say, I think perhaps you should cast your spell first as well. You will still have all your faculties when you are disguised, but obviously when you are an Arakora, you will not have quite the same hands, and I don't know how much you rely on visual cues to...
I'd probably be fine either way, but it's probably a good idea to make sure no one can see him first.
Okay. Then I will follow your lead.
I will lay a hand on Grim and make him invisible.
Okay, you make Grim invisible. As the spell completes, Khadija raises a hand and snaps their fingers, and the remaining three of you watch as, with no sort of transition at all, your respective visages are just transformed into a bird-like humanoid.
Wow, that was quick.
You are... you all appear to be wearing chain, loose chain, sleeveless, I want to say chest pieces, but it's not quite right. Sleeveless tunics, I guess. Sleeveless chainmail tunics, and you all have spears and shields. Cav, the visage that Elizabeth takes on is a little taller than the rest of them. Also, I suppose not compared to Kelariis, at least. It's your visage is a little taller than you are, and is wearing a crested helm with some colours on it, presumably as a designation of rank. And no sooner do you say that was quick, Khadija whips their hands up into the air, almost like a whipping breeze seems to catch up in the room, and there is a pop as you are taken from tavern bedroom to a grand marble hall where the floor underneath you is a grand mosaic in reds, blues, and purples. And the most notable thing immediately is the fact that possibly not as noticeable to Elizabeth, but noticeable to the rest of you, is that there is an immediate breeze in the room, and almost like the sound of it's the sound of the wind whistling, but it's much more tuneful than you're used to. You find yourself in the Palace of Zepyhrs.
Ooh, that looks fancy.
Yes, the Palace of Zepyhrs is the bit back here. This is the city of Borealis.
Does that mean there's also... I've been wanting to ask this for ages. Is there also a city of Aurora?
No.
Damn it. So I need to get on that.
Yes. However, once you arrive in Borealis, you might understand why it is called Borealis. So, you arrive in in this grand marbled hall with the mosaic floor. And much as Khadija described, there are 4 grand sets of double doors emblazoned with gold imagery. Khadija gives a quick once around the room just to make sure that nobody was present, and then says, "We don't have much time."
Stand to attention.
Khadija clears her throat and begins. So I think the best thing for organising this situation is going to be, and no sooner do they sort of start to launch into this rambling spiel. One set of doors cracks open. And another blue-skinned Djinni, this time with a very rough, bushy black beard, steps through, accompanied by 2 Aarakocra who look dressed similarly to yourselves, with the exception that they have what look like short gold-trimmed capes that fall just below their shoulders. No sooner does the door open than the figure opens their mouth and says, "Rashaad, once again I catch you breaking the rules." At which point, Khadija pauses, looks a tad worried, as they turn, look the other Djinni in the face and says, "Ah, Azim, come to cause more problems?" The figure sort of folds their arms and scowls stormily at Khadija and just says, "That's Lord Protector Kawari to you." There is a momentary pause, at which point, the figure that introduced themselves as Lord Protector Kawari, looks Khadija up and down, casts a cursory glance to the 3 of you in the back, and then looks back to Khadija and sort of says, "What are you doing with my soldiers?" And Khadija sort of looks back and says, "We are preparing for a hunt. Do you really think that's the best allocation of my soldiers' time right now? I'm just doing my job. My job, my ass." Khadija strides forward and sort of says, "I am doing exactly what the Mistress Aisha wants. So if you have a problem with that, you can take it up with her." They turn back towards the 3 of you and says, "Go on, be on your way." At which point, Lord Protector Kawari holds up a hand and says, "No, I don't think you'll be going anywhere. I want to ask some questions. We have procedure and protocol in place for exactly situations like this, and you are blatantly ignoring them. This looks like it's about to launch into a full-blown argument. Does anyone want to do anything?"
Quick reminder, invisibility. What are the things you can and cannot do?
You can move. I think it just ends if you.
You can't do
Hang on, I'll just
things that are an action, I think.
Oh wow, that's
It's attack or cast a spell.
Yeah, wild.
okay. Wait, that's a lot of stuff one can do.
That is. I did not think it was that generous.
No. Admittedly, I don't want to get caught, so I had to do I'm still thinking.
Yeah, I'm just staying stood to attention.
Me realizing all of my things are verbal components. F.
Yep.
I know that feeling.
So yes, as Khadija and Lord Protector Kawari square up to one another, the Lord Protector sort of like continues this stormy scowl and just says, "You're going the right way to getting on my nerves. You stroll around this place like you own it." And Khadija sort of like shrugs and sort of says, "I work for the person who owns it." To which the response is I guess it's just a verbal dismissal of just "Sure." I think we both know that you are really testing everyone's patience with this. Yes, you claim to be doing diplomacy, but every time you go on one of these jaunts, you come back with trivial gifts. Such minor things. Khadija just sort of like takes an offended pose and just sort of says, "I cannot control the quality of the discs my charges bring me. I am simply the messenger. If you have a problem with that, then I don't know. What do you want me to do about it? What I want you to do is quite simple. I want you to stop breaking the rules. Starting now. I think I'm going to take you directly to the consultants myself. As for whatever grand scheme this is you're cocking up, forget about it. I don't want any more diplomatic activity, any more activities under the cover of this diplomatic negotiations. You are trying my time." Khadija is like struggling at this point.
Is there any of the guards that are not like? Oh no, there's nobody else in. There's no guards in here besides.
Besides the two that entered with Lord Protector Kawari.
And they look fairly alert, don't they?
Not necessarily alert. Like they're aware of what's going on, but they look like, from their appearance, they appear to be like a ceremonial escort. They're not particularly directly on the lookout for danger right now.
See, I have an idea, but like it's like there wouldn't be anything that they're wearing that could just fall off through some aid.
Give me a perception check.
Because I feel like that might give some ammo to our side. Perception, you said.
Yeah.
Oh, I accidentally closed my sheet instead.
Okay. So most of their gear, as you would expect for sort of like armed soldiers, is belted on and secured, like their weapons and equipment. However, one of them appears to have a heavy ring of metal keys that is like only loosely secured by a leather thong. It is possible if you were to pull on it in the right way, it would just loose the keys.
And they might clatter on the floor.
Yes.
If this seems like an easy thing to do, I'll go for it. But if I think
it'll be a sleight of hand check, with advantage because you're invisible.
I don't see the others doing anything, do I?
What are the others doing?
There is a
Don't know what
lot
to
I
do.
can do.
Well, I guess then this is it. Come on. I think I need a little more luck on that one.
Okay.
Oh
Um,
god,
You
Grant.
think so too?
Okay.
Oh, it's you
not-
know,
Super great, but it's okay.
well,
Considering you have a no modifier to that, a 14's not the worst that you could roll.
No, yeah, it's decent.
no.
It's okay.
This is fine. Hopefully.
Oh, I just realized actually. Pretty much this whole this conversation would have been in
Orin.
yes.
Yeah,
Cool,
so we don't
great.
even know
So-
what the fuck's going
Oh
on.
yeah, we basically just read the room of like, something bad happened.
Yeah, there's clearly like an arguing match going on between the two individuals. Like, it doesn't take a master of insight to work out what's going on right now.
Yeah.
So Grim, you tug on this leather thong, and as you do so, like the guard whose like thong you're tugging on, literally like looks down on you at you as the key, like, well, not at you, but like looks down to where the keys are as they sort of clatter to the ground, and looks like they look like bemused, like they don't know what just happened, but something definitely just happened. At the clatter of the keys on the ground, Lord Protector Kawari like turns to turns to the guard behind him and just sort of says, "Hold yourself together." And the guard just sort of like looks up and like bows like apologetically and like scrambles to pick up the keys. But as they pick up the keys, they're just sort of like looking around, like, what the hell?
Very confident.
What is everybody doing with this distraction?
I'm wondering if we should just try to leave, but like I don't know. That seems like a bad idea.
Well, you have 6 seconds to decide.
Yeah, I think with that, Elizabeth does like probably gesture with a hand and turns to march away.
Yeah.
I
Okay. The rest of you following?
mean, it would look bad if we didn't follow our leader.
Okay.
Guys, so
Okay. So Kawari just like looks to the like up from the thing, like sees you start to move and says, "Let's hold on a moment." At which point Khadija, like seeing this cue, just with a single hand just shoves Lord Protector Kawari and says, "No, you listen here." At which point,
Oh hell yeah!
at which point the two guards either side of Lord Protector Kawari sort of like step forward and like try to hold like Khadija back, which is admittedly not difficult. Khadija is not the strongest Djinni in the world, despite being quite big, significant amount bigger than the Arakoa. Like they start pushing him back, and the three of you use this distraction to just probably just file out of the room.
Yep.
Grim, you presumably slip away and follow them.
Yes, I do my best.
Okay.
I believe in you, Grim.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll a stealth check because they are actively involved in dealing with Khadija.
Yeah, fortunately.
Let's get the hell out of here. Go, go, go.
Okay.
But you know, marching.
Okay. So yeah, you march out of the grand lobby into a large, like, arched chamber that appears to be sort of like a main hall of like more like main entry hall, as there is a large stained glass window that basically seems to show a Djinni, feminine in form, who is holding up a some sort of golden rod, from which rays of light are streaming in what seem to be the 4 compass directions, if the surround of the glass is anything to go by. Below this is a very large set of doors, which seem to have a smaller set of doors built into them. One of which is open, and there is an Aarakocra guard, sort of like just standing by the side of the door, like just seemingly taking in everything that's going on, but is paying attention to the fact that there seems to be a going on in the other room, just sort of like in terms of like general curiosity. Sees the 3 of you approach. Turn.
That door leads outside. Since it's open.
Yes. Yes, it leads outside. As you are approaching, the guard turns, and in Auran, sort of like speaks to the 3 of you and just sort of says, I can't blame you for wanting to get out of there. That sounds like, well, another dispute.
I guess Elizabeth will just sort of like. I mean, do they look dressed like the other 2, or are they?
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
No, this one is dressed like the illusions that are projected on Arya and Kelariis.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was kind of asking.
Oh, yes, sorry, I thought you meant the other guards that
Yeah.
you'd encountered.
No, sorry. Yeah, I probably should have.
Yeah.
I wasn't
They
very clear.
they look like Arya and Kelariis too.
I think probably just sighs and nods, and then just keeps going.
Yeah, hang on. Okay. Yeah, the guard just sort of like watches you for a moment, like like a little confused at the lack of response, and then just sort of goes, "Oh, sorry, ma'am, I shouldn't talk."
Yeah, and I'll move on.
Okay. Just carry on walking. Yeah, you step out into a small garden space between here and what appears to be a main gate slightly further down. But as you stand at the top of the stairs that lead up to this to the palace, you can look down onto the city of Borealis. And yeah, it is quite clear why this is referred to. The city is referred to as Borealis, as there is a haze of dancing light that exists in the faint fog that like drifts over the top of the city buildings. That seems to be coming from the large rock formation that the city is built directly around, which seems to be of some sort of reflective material that is causing a massive refraction of the light across the city roofs. And as it passes through the mist that drifts around, it is diffusing again into various colours. It is quite a sight to behold. But yeah, you approach the main gate where, again, there is a large set of gates with a smaller gate set into it. Again, guarded by a handful more Aarakocra, a couple of whom seem to be like marching up in a military column, like coming in to the palace. They are stopped on the other side, and they are being consulted with. The Aarakocra who is like standing on your side nods to you and like gestures to the side gate as you're passing through.
Yeah.
But otherwise does not ask any questions.
Good. Just keep marching.
Okay. Yeah, you begin to head down into the city of Borealis. As you march down, this catches all of you perhaps a little by surprise, but perhaps Elizabeth more than anybody else. As you head down into the city, and there seem to be a handful more Djinni, like moving around within the streets, like some like acting as merchants, some as like just seemingly just civilians who are walking around. A small number of Aarakocra, who appear to be in a form of like guard position. You don't see any in sort of like a civilian capacity. They seem to be like almost like a small personal military here in the city. The other denizens that seem to be wandering around seem to consist of a number of small air spirits. Who look, many of them you almost don't notice them until you're almost bumping into them, although they do give you a wide berth as in your military disguises, because they look little more than wisps of cloud that seem to solidify as you get closer. But a number of the civilians here look just like you, Elizabeth.
Oh, holy shit.
And it's not an insignificant number. Like as you travel down the street, you see maybe possibly even like a couple of hundred Genasi. Not all of them air either. Some of them water, and actually probably some of them earth. Though significantly smaller portions of earth and water.
Yeah. But I guess, yeah, we'll keep marching.
Yep.
Elizabeth's trying not to let her eyes wander.
Okay. Yeah, you keep going. You are given a fairly wide berth as you pass through this, and you probably manage, even despite the crowds, to probably make it to a perimeter gate within the city before your hour elapses. But you probably don't have a whole lot of time left as you're sort of slipping out. As you step out of this side gate, you do notice that it is probably only a few hundred feet before you are like approaching what looks like a cliff edge, to which you cannot see what is beyond it.
That's slightly less than ideal. I guess, is there anything to the left and right?
Scanning to the left and right, there does appear to be a small wooden bridge that extends out into the air, leading to what looks like a small floating island off in the distance. And then off to the other side is it looks like it descends down to perhaps a lower set of ledges. As you are looking around, you can see, like, wheeling and soaring overhead are a number of large winged creatures. Presumably the Quetzalcoatl that you were told about. These things have a huge wingspan, and even though they seem to be flying quite high up, you can still see the shadows of them as they flick overhead.
Well,
All right, time to tame some dinosaurs.
I guess. I mean, is there anything on the other island across the wooden bridge?
Difficult to tell from this angle.
Okay. Bridge seems best route, so I guess we go that way.
You begin heading in the direction of the bridge. I assume everyone else is following.
Yeah.
Okay. A few short moments later, Grim, you become visible again.
Okay.
Are we like? How far away from the gate are we now that we've left?
Like a reasonable distance. You're also like curving away from the actual gate itself.
Okay.
Nobody
It's
seems
difficult to discern details from this distance.
Yeah, nobody seems to be paying any particular attention to you. Like you, even atop the city walls, you don't see any guards.
And I guess we're decently out of earshot. So this was just gonna say. Okay, so hopefully we can get across that bridge. The island is decently unoccupied. We can get ourselves a bird and we can start flying.
What if you send Scarlet to look ahead?
Elizabeth looks up to the giant lizards.
Make her invisible.
True.
And especially if we don't know what we're walking into over there, at the very least, we should probably make Grim not
Okay.
visible anymore either. But your choice.
Grim's visible again, isn't he?
Yeah, I am.
No, you're right. I'll make her invisible again and I'll send Scarlet ahead.
Okay.
Too much.
So you focus your senses on Scarlet.
Okay, so I guess.
And
Well,
as
Yeah, I don't even necessarily focus senses yet.
okay, so you just let it go on ahead.
Yeah, because also I predict that I guess keep her within 100 meters, but within 100 feet, but also have her like diagonally upwards. So
Yeah.
she can see further ahead. Because I don't think I can march and have my senses in.
Yeah.
removed.
Okay.
You could, it would just be dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Well, I
walks
think
off
it's
the
more a
edge.
case of get onto the bridge where there's no one around and then briefly pause.
Okay.
Like, pause at the end of the bridge.
Okay, so yeah, you get to the end of the bridge, pause briefly, and focus your senses on Scarlet, who is now above and looking down. As Scarlet sort of like rides the air currents, it is very, very windy. Like the moment you sort of break above any sort of rock cover here, the wind is very strong. To the point where Scarlet is actually like sort of struggling to stay. Like sort of has to weave from side to side to try and stay in the same place. But as you look down through Scarlet's senses, you see that the island, for the most part, appears to be unoccupied, except on the far side, where there is what looks like a small shanty town. And then on the further side of that, there is another island that is sort of detached from the main island. There doesn't seem to be any sort of direct way to get to it. But you notice that perched in the crevices of the rock pillar that comes out of the top of this little island, like in little hollowed out caves, are two Quetzalcoatl just sort of like snuggled up in a hole in the rock. Not the same hole, but like separate holes.
Yeah. So it's go through the shanty town to get to them, or try and bait one from on high, on the unoccupied side of this island.
I mean, shouldn't we try to tame these two?
Well, I mean, this is the point. We can cross.
They're on the other side of the on the
Yeah. to
On
get
the other side of the small island, there is another island slightly further on that has
Yeah.
them in the rock.
And we have to go through. We have to go across the bridge, across the island, and then onto another island to get to the two in the rock. Or we could just cross the bridge and see if we can get one that's flying above us to notice. Food.
Well,
Actually, no. Scratch that. That's a terrible idea because they'll probably all notice it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
We
let
need to get
Arya
these two in the
choose
cave.
the approach, I guess.
That's a good point. What do you think, Arya?
I said we should get these two in the cave.
Right. Okay.
Well,
Let's keep walking then.
I'll hand you the bag of holding. Yeah, the meat's in the, and fish is in there.
Mhm.
So, good luck.
The bag of holding suddenly. Oh no, wait, no, you're not invisible anymore. Never mind.
Well, no, I did. No, he is invisible.
Oh no, you did.
Yes.
You did
I
be
cast
invisible.
invisibility to make
Yeah.
him and Scarlet invisible.
Oh right, okay, so you've just got to concentrate
Bag
on
of holding
both of them.
suddenly appears in Arya's hand.
Yeah, the bag of holding suddenly appears in your hands.
Don't lose it.
I will endeavor to not.
Well,
You
those
secure
are-
it to your belt.
Arya drops it off the side of
I
What?
Ah! Yeah, and I will.
This
I will
bitch
also
empty.
come back.
Yeet.
Oh no.
So, yeah, let's get across this bridge. I'll call Scarlet back.
Scarlet returns. You cross across this wooden bridge. At first, it seems like it should be massively unstable in the strong wind, but no sooner do you step onto the bridge than the surrounding winds drop and become little more than a pleasant ruffling, which is very strange.
That is
Magic.
incredibly strange.
But yeah, you arrive on the separate island and walk for perhaps a minute or two around to the other side of this island where this shanty town is, and once again you see a lot of these like the wispy like cloud folk. Who are just sort of like drifting around between the various shacks. They don't seem to be the owners of the particular shacks. They just seem to sort of be hanging out here, judging by the way that they don't particularly like use the doors to the shacks or anything. They just sort of like slip between the gaps in the planks, almost as if they're just like drifting through like a cloud. The small number of shacks seem to belong to a handful of Earth Ganassi, who are just sort of like kicking about here. None of them seem to be particularly well dressed. They all seem to be, in fact, actually, several of them seem to be in various states of undress and not really bothered about it. Like their modesty is concealed, but that's about it. But a couple of them are sort of like wearing like traveling hoods that look like tattered. And weather-beaten could probably describe the majority of things around here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They regard you with a particular sort of like degree of concern and scrutiny as you pass through disguised as guards.
Yeah. But yeah, we're just walking straight through.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because that's a good point. Is there a way over to this other island?
There is not.
Therein lies the problem. About how far away is it?
Probably about 170 feet.
I guess, is there a part of this island we can stand on that's like a decent distance from the shanty town, but still close to this other island we have to get to?
Not particularly. Like, you could sort of edge around the edge of the
Okay.
the stone spire, but not a lot of moving room.
Yeah.
Well, did you prepare flying?
I did.
You could send me over there.
Does the other island look like it has room for a decent amount of room for the rest of it to stand on?
Yeah, there's a reasonable flat section next to the spire that appears to be used as just sort of like it's like a communal ground for the Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
Like there's what looks like a handful of bones or something like scattered around on it, and it definitely looks like they mess there.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we should, because if the people here are looking at us not necessarily in a happy way.
I mean, it's like anybody from that sort of a background reacts to law enforcement. It's like,
Yeah, I think
are
it's
you
best
here
we
to
don't
cause
stick around.
trouble?
Yeah, I figure it's best we don't stick around if we don't have to. So
Because yeah, judging by the way this shantytown is hidden out of sight, you get the feeling that it's probably not desired.
yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast fly on all of us. We can all go over.
Okay.
But obviously only Arya is gonna approach the Quetzalcoatl themselves.
So, are you just floating over, or are you going to make an effort to look like you're flying?
Well, yeah, we gotta flap our wings.
Okay.
we've gotta hold up appearances,
God.
guys. Come on.
So everybody who is not Grim, give me a performance check.
Forward step, 2 flat wings.
Oh no.
I get to hide the shame.
We have to at least try.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
Arya is not into it. She's just like,
Arya's
sure.
just like,
Yeah, she's like,
okay.
No,
Oh.
I spoke too soon.
Kelariis is putting too much effort in.
Oh no.
Well, what about Elizabeth?
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Fucking best bird.
So yeah, Elizabeth has studied how like bird wings would work, but you obviously realise that your arms aren't quite jointed in the same way. So you skip some stages and sort of like get like a sort of a flowing motion going.
I mean, as long as we like get the initial takeoff, then we can just glide.
Yeah.
And it'll look normal.
So yeah, you sort of you get you nail the sort of takeoff. Arya and Kelariis, who are just generally not used to flying in general, sort of like there's a bit too much flapping for it to be like believable.
Well, let's just hope they're not watching us too closely.
There's definitely a handful of odd looks.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Whatever. They can look at us oddly.
It's fine.
Never seen an Aarakocra fly?
They probably have. That's why we look weird.
The old one was weird.
Yeah. And once we get over there, like I'm just gonna say like, okay, do we want to let them know that we're do we want to let my parent know that we're safe and out of the city now, or do we want to let them know once we've got the
It's perhaps better to give them a bit of time, considering it seemed like they were handling the situation.
true?
Yeah.
Also,
let
to be
Arya get
honest,
the
they'd probably be
birds.
more alarmed if we contacted them this quickly. They might think something has gone wrong, even if they obviously hear your message.
True. Because it has just occurred to me that we don't know the direction of. Is it the Shining Sea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Although from Khadija's explanation, it did sound like it would be obvious once you were out here.
Is it obvious?
I guess, yeah. I guess I'll have a little
Well,
look around.
Give me a perception check to cast your gaze around.
Yeah, we'll have a look around. Arya, look at the fucking birds. Lizards.
Wow.
Birds.
Bird lizards. Flying lizards. Oh.
Okay.
Fuck yes.
People eye.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Okay.
Jesus.
So
Yeah, I think I'm keeping an eye on Arya to make sure she doesn't need backup with the
Okay.
puddle, but you know, I'm giving her space.
Elizabeth, as you sort of like cast your gaze around, on the horizon, you do see that there is for starters, as you look over the edge, there is like rolling cloud for miles. But as you look out onto the horizon, there is a patch of the horizon where the clouds fluctuate between white and a silvery gold, almost like the lapping of waves. Like it comes and goes consistently.
Yeah, that looks like the right place. That looks a bit like a sea, and it's very shiny.
Yes. So Arya, as you approach the rock spire, the two Quetzalcoatl who are sort of like roosting up in these like little rock caverns, sort of like croak and like hiss a little at your approach. What are you doing?
Okay. Can I slowly, so I don't scare them, like reach into my bag and get out the meat that we brought for them?
Yep. You produce
Then
a
what-
handful of raw fish.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna crouch down, like slowly walk forward, and then put it on the ground, and then back off a little bit.
Okay. Give me a animal handling roll. Okay. You place this raw fish on the ground in front of you, and the Quetzalcoatl sort of like they shrink a little as you approach, and then sort of like one of them that looks slightly bolder than the other like sort of begins to like crawl down and like sniff at the fish. Before like plucking some of it with its beak and flicking it into the air and like gulping it down, and as it does so, you see that like indeed the inside of the beak is filled with it like at least 3 rows of razor sharp teeth.
Nice.
Angry lizard birds.
But yeah, it seems like it's cautious and it's still watching you, but it is like picking away at the fish.
Okay.
The other one is like it seems to be letting the other one go first.
Mm. Can I try moving forward just like a little bit?
Okay. Yeah, you take a tentative couple of steps forwards. It stops eating and just like turns its head to regard you with one very beady eye.
Okay. But it's not moving away or looking more nervous.
It's staying where it is for now. It's holding its ground.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna keep moving forward and just kind of hold out a hand.
Okay. It doesn't react.
Okay. How close am I to it?
How close do you want to be?
My intention is to put my hand on its like side.
Okay. So you're still a couple of feet away. You move a little closer. Make me another animal handling roll.
Oh God!
Arya.
I lose
Okay.
my hand.
So you hold out a hand, and as soon as you are within its like sort of the extending range of its neck and beak, it takes a snap at you. Make a dexterity saving throw. Okay, you manage to pull your hand back in time that its jaw clacks, or its beak clacks shut, just short of your knuckles.
Okay, I'm gonna retreat a few steps.
Okay.
Um,
It follows you slightly as you retreat, as if to like sort of in an effort to intimidate you, basically.
Intimidate Arya? The fool.
intimidate.
I know, the fool, the absolute fool.
This might be a good time.
Yes,
for some of my
this 10-foot tall razor-beaked lizard is definitely should be afraid of Arya.
Little does it know.
Definitely should be afraid of me.
No, yeah, it absolutely should be afraid. It just doesn't know to be afraid. 'Cause it's
Okay.
stupid.
Can I reach into my bag and grab some more meat?
Okay.
And this time, I'm gonna hold it in my hand.
Okay.
Bold.
Are you getting
just-
real brave real fast? I respect this.
Give me another animal handling roll.
I'm not gonna get like as close as. I'm gonna let it come to me this time. I should state.
Okay. Make another animal handling. Okay. So you
Okay.
offer this handful of fish just outside of its range, and it shuffles slowly towards you. Very tentatively, like, grabs a piece, snatches it out of your hand and swallows it,
That's fine.
and then just continues to watch you.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get a little bit closer. And just like very softly start talking to it, just like calming it down.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to put my hand on its side again.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess this is just another animal handling roll. Okay.
So many animal handling.
The scales bristle slightly as you touch it, but it allows it.
Yes.
Befriend dinosaur.
Befriend dinosaur. I'm gonna be sad when we have to leave these dinosaurs. I'm already attached.
Okay, we'll get you a dinosaur.
The other one that is sat in the rock still has like emerged slightly and is just it's regarding you with like a little curiosity and making like croaking noises.
Okay. Can I reach into my bag and get some more food out?
Yep. The other one is like no sooner do you pull it from the bag of holding, it is like its beak is already like sort of moving towards it. The one that you're petting.
I will feed that to it and then get some more out and hold it out to the other one.
Okay. You feed the handful, pull the second handful, and it's already trying to take it from your hand.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold it out away from this one.
Okay.
And just kind of not forcefully, but just hold it back with my hand a little bit.
Okay. Make me an animal handling roll with advantage.
Don't wait your turn.
Okay. It makes a series of like hissing and chittering noises as you do so, but it can't like push past your arm enough to like get to it. And the other one sort of like scampers down a little, like stands close to the other one, snatches the fish from your hand, and then just like immediately just with one single beat of its wings retreats to the top of the pillar.
Okay.
Aw.
Well, that one can stand there for now.
Yeah.
I'll work
Technically, we
with
only
this
need one.
Don't
Do we only need one? I thought we needed two.
We need
It's
one.
okay,
We need
Grim.
one for you and Grim, and then Kelariis can summon a fucking magic griffin.
What about you?
Yeah, what about you?
Griffin's a griffin. The griffin cannot carry two.
I am. Kelariis is heavy.
You are very heavy, aren't you?
I'm
Yeah,
wearing
Kelariis
my
is very
armor. I'm
heavy.
assuming we're
I
also
didn't want to
wearing
say.
our
I
armor.
I wanted to be. I didn't want to say it. I want to be polite.
I mean, it's just a fact. She's tall. She's buff. She
No,
got
I know.
armor.
Yeah,
True.
there's a lot of metal there.
I guess we do need two then.
There are also muscles. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, they're basically steel as well.
Solid steel.
My abs, they are steel.
Luka can confirm.
Yeah. Can confirm. Okay. So this one who's still with me.
Yeah.
Just gonna. I'm gonna keep like softly petting it, and then I will reach into the bag of holding and get.
It is now trying to like reach into the bag.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Knows the food's in there.
Knows the food's in there. Okay.
And it's going to be trying to get in there and think food to come out, because that's how the bag works.
Okay. I'm gonna hold it back again from the bag. We gotta teach it. Gotta teach it rewards for being good.
Teach bird. Teach
And then I'll reach into the bag and get some food, and I'll hold it like up and away a little bit from it, and hold it back still.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of like move around to the side a bit and try to keep it where it is. Like I'm trying to like get on its back.
Okay. Make me another animal handling roll. Okay. It just follows you.
Okay, fine.
It's constantly just turning to face you because you've got food in your hand.
Okay, I will put the food. I'll put some of the food on the ground in front of it.
Okay.
And then I'll try the same thing again.
Okay. Make me another animal handling. Okay.
Wow.
The moment you sort of like get close to its back, it just sort of like it looks up from eating the fish and just sort of like shuffles away from you. It's not sure.
It's not sure.
It's just like that scene from How to Train Your Dragon, except it's a dinosaur.
It is. This is literally the scene from How to Train Your Dragon.
And also, it's not like retreating the second you pull an eel on it.
No, I also don't. I don't think we have any eels. I would assume.
No, you
I
bought
got
eels.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Like we specifically got eel.
Yeah, because they eat an eel-like thing normally.
Yum.
Okay. So can I pull a little bit more food out and some rope?
Okay. I will say at this point you're probably running low on fish.
Damn it.
Bring an infinite amount of fish.
And I'll put just like the smallest amount down. And I'm going to attempt to get on it. Like really attempt to get on the back of this thing.
Okay.
He's gonna fucking wrangle it now.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just gonna be another animal handling check.
Am I not gonna dex check? Come on!
Well,
I think, well, you have to
So-
have something to get on its back.
so mounting it is not the hard part. It's getting it to stay still so you can mount it.
Yeah. And then it might try to shake you off, and that'll be probably
Like-
dex.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I will. I was gonna say I will remind you. You do have magic.
But what magic do I have to make it?
I mean, you could actually
Like
talk
me.
to it and have it understand you.
I guess
That's
That
the thing
Yes,
you
I
can do.
could.
Okay. So I will say because you've rolled the dice. You again go for this, and at this point, it rears back and like hisses at you a little. It really doesn't want you to do this.
Okay. Okay, I'll cast Speak with Animals. I have no idea if this works on dinosaurs.
Well, it is a beast, so
I can tell you
yes.
dinosaurs are beasts, so it works.
And I
Okay.
will attempt
No,
to
they're beasts.
speak with it
Okay.
and explain that we need a ride. That I am not a threat.
And we have fish.
And
Okay.
I have fish.
So can you roll that spell for me?
Yeah.
Oops, I did not mean to do that. Okay. Getting the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts. Okay. So yeah, you're just explaining to it that you're not trying to harm it, and you just need a ride. The creature like cocks its head, like looks at you, and just sort of says, "Ride where?"
To the what's it called? The Sea of what?
Shining Sea.
The Shining.
Across
Shining
the shining sea.
Oh, we have to cross it. We have to get to. What's this place?
Cross
What's the
it.
name of the yeah. I won't know what the name of the is.
I mean, you can gesture in its direction.
Yeah. Floating island with big building.
The Quetzalcoatl makes itself low to the ground and just sort of says, "Not bad storm."
Bad storm? I don't understand.
Angry wind, angry rain.
Oh, the Tempest dude.
Primordial elemental.
I guess it makes sense if something like that generated a lot of bad weather near it.
We can protect you from the bad storm.
Okay, give me a persuasion check.
Great. I really believe in what I'm saying.
Yep.
Oh, not strongly enough, apparently.
It just sort of shuffles backwards, like or like I guess it almost like begins to sort of like scramble back up the rock face and just sort of says, "No, too dangerous."
Wait, what if at the end we had a big reward for you? Pulling this out of my ass.
Reward?
Lots of fish.
Mini fish.
Many,
Okay.
Oh.
many fish.
Ma-
Great. Many fish.
ma- I see. It doesn't make a difference whether this is deception or persuasion for you because it's the same modifier.
Also, you could just tell them that like the second they get us there, they could. Don't matter.
Come on, dice. Oh, it's
Okay.
not great.
It sort of begins to crawl back down and sort of says, "More fish."
Oh my
More
god.
fish.
should
Plenty
put-
of fish.
Should have just bought the entire fish market.
We should have.
Well, hang on. Because we could still kind of make good on this promise.
Could we?
Like, it takes us to the island, and then Kelariis creates a fuckload of fish.
That's true.
But it's gonna be bland fish.
They don't have
Fish
to
is
know.
fish. I don't think they give a shit. It's lots of food. I don't think animals care too much about flavor. They just want lots and lots of food, and we can give them like 5 horses worth of food.
I
Yeah.
mean, if it is like, if I can make fish, then yeah. Like, if it is just plain ass fish.
I mean, I don't see why they would need any seasoning on their fish.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't. But like, I don't know if I can. I guess it doesn't say like it's.
Non-meat.
I mean, it would just say feed for animal.
Um,
Generates food and water.
I think after this, it turns back towards the spire and just says, "Mate, come."
Aw,
Of course.
of course.
Damn
I
it,
can't believe
Buffalo.
I cannot believe that no matter what sort of creature, you can bribe it with food.
Yep.
Yeah, animals just want food.
Oh no, some of them want love.
Some of them
It's-
want love.
Does Lyra want love?
Food,
Sometimes.
warmth, reproduction. That's pretty much it.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep. Pretty much it.
Yeah. So like the Quetzalcoatl that's like sort of like up on the rock, like looking down, sort of like timidly just sort of follows. You think you have 2 mounts?
Oh my god.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Can I attempt to get on the one I was talking to?
Yep. I will say with your relative athletics and acrobatic skill, it's not difficult for you.
And I will
Um,
introduce myself as Arya. I don't know if they have names, but whatever.
Oh no, don't ask for names. Then we'll get really
It-
attached. And we'll be sad when they fly away.
It seems bemused by the concept of name.
Yeah, I figured. But
it is a dumb animal.
Oh,
Oh,
it's smart.
it was smart enough to figure out where the food was pretty quickly.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
got that real quick.
Well, yeah. It has an intelligence of 2, so
Yeah.
It's trying.
It is trying.
yeah. It was wisdom to know where the food was, which is it's got a wisdom of 10, but it's
Oh.
yeah, intelligence 2, charisma 5,
Strength 15.
strength 15. Yeah,
Also, Jesus, it's actually a huge beat.
it is huge. Yes,
It's huge.
Damn.
that's mostly representing wingspan, though.
Fair. I mean, yeah, they must have pretty massive wingspans.
Yes.
Big wing.
So yeah, who is mounting the other?
I guess I will.
Yes, because I'm going to be too busy holding on.
Oh my god.
But not that I'd admit it, but like,
Are you
you
holding
know,
on to
I'm,
you holding on to the flying lizard, or are you holding on to Arya? That's the real question.
oh no, I thought, wait, isn't the griffin also going to be here?
Oh, I've got to summon it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Are we still in sight of the shantytown?
Not where you are currently.
Okay. No, I just wanted to make sure I was out of sight when I, summoned this griffin out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Do we want to like ditch disguises then?
Yeah.
I don't think.
You can't.
No, I can. Yeah, okay. Like technically,
So-
with a spell.
You could dispel it. Yes.
We may as well keep it for now. Like, there's no harm in
Yeah.
keeping it on.
Let's go.
I will also explain to Kelariis about my promise to the
Okay.
to the dinosaurs.
You require lots of fish. Also,
Well,
I
I
went
think-
and looked it up. 10 to 11 meter wingspan.
Yes.
I think we
Wow.
can get there. I think we can get that promise taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fish.
Fish.
Honestly,
the
I can
Yeah.
do with fish myself. So
Ah!
two birds with one stone. Here we go.
I was just watching the feeding the Quetzalcoatl. It's just like, damn, I'm hungry now.
Hungry.
Well, that's okay. We can keep the fish that we have and we can cook it.
Look, eel is very good.
Oh, there you go. We'll keep the fish that we've got and the eel that we've got, and we'll provide it to our excellent chef and just say, we want a fish dish today.
Fish dish.
But yeah, I will take the time to summon my griffin.
Okay.
Honestly, I should name this griffin. I feel kind of bad
You
that I
really
have it.
should.
Does it have a name?
It does not. It is just a celestial spirit.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe a celestial spirit has a name. I don't know what's up.
Well, it only exists when you desire it. So unless you
Oh.
name it,
Shit.
Yep.
Okay. Well, my goal is to come up with a name before we play next time, but I don't have a name. Right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna write that down.
Well, you've got
so yeah, you help boost Grim up onto Arya's Quetzalcoatl. Elizabeth,
Yep.
I'm gonna need either an acrobatics or athletics roll from you to attempt to mount this creature,
okay.
unless somebody else helps you.
I mean, I'll help before getting on my ground.
Okay, you can do it with
yeah.
advantage then.
Okay, thank
Okay, yeah, it takes you a while, but you manage to get up and hold on. I will say, without saddles or like any reliable form of securing yourselves to these creatures, flying will be fine. But in rough weather or an emergency situation, staying on these things is going to be quite difficult.
you. Yeah.
Well, as long as Arya can hold on, then I'll be able to hold on to Arya. It's fine.
Oh my god.
It's just like vice gripped around Arya's waist, just like.
It's fine.
He'd never admit it either. Be
Yep.
like, Grim, you okay? It's like, yup. Totally fine.
Closest he's ever been to the Nat 20 ass he saw all those
Wow.
months ago.
Wow.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure I've held on to Arya before, like
Yeah,
between
I
then
think-
and now.
Probably.
Yeah. You rode a horse together at one point, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
that was a lot less terrifying.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
imagine he was holding on for quite as much dear life.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, with that, the three of you, well, no, four of you mount up
Fly.
and
my
take off in a procession. As you head out towards the lapping, shimmering, like sight in the distance. And as you fly out over it, the seeing so much blue sky and cloud is disorienting. It ruins all sense of like perception of distance that you have. Without landmarks to rely on, it is a very strange experience. It's like being. It's like floating in water, where you start to lose sort of like your ambient sense of things. But it is breathtaking. And as you fly towards this shimmering phenomenon in the distance, you notice that it actually goes on for quite a bit, and it's almost like there is some form of illumination from below that is lighting the clouds in this silvery, like gold hue. It's very difficult to sort of put your finger on what might cause this. But it's almost like ethereal in appearance, otherworldly.
Well, we are in another world, kind of.
Yes, you are technically. And as you fly over this, eventually, sort of like this shimmering gold, silvery gold is all around you, and through the haze in front of you, a large spire is just beginning to poke through the clouds, and then a handful more spires begin to come into focus. And as you do so, or as you see this, it begins to rain. Which is... It's odd because there don't appear to be storm clouds in the vicinity, but there is definitely sort of like a faint driving rain that is coming towards you, as well as the wind picking up, like even more than it was as you broke above the cover of the surrounding city. And there is the faint rumble of almost like thunder in the distance. And this continues on for maybe a mile or so, maybe even 3 or 4 as you're flying. as you fly towards these spires, until eventually you are presented with this sight. As through the driving rain and the strong winds, the two Quetzalcoatl sort of like glide down to perch on one of these lower rocky islands amidst cloud. Kelariis, you follow them down on the griffin, and how long is your speak with animals? 10 minutes. No, this is definitely expired. But yeah, the two Quetzalcoatl sort of like land and like lower themselves to the ground, so it's easier for the two of you to get off, or three of you to get off. And then the larger of the two, Arya, just sort of like comes next to you and starts like butting you with its beak.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Kelariis to conjure up that food now.
Sure.
Okay.
Ferrous, I'm assuming I'm capable of summoning a lot of fish.
You are, yes.
Okay. I will summon a lot of fish.
It can be whatever you want it to be. You can choose it to be fish.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, I've been making mistakes this entire time.
Well, the thing is, it tastes the same
really-
whatever you make.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, fair enough.
But she could have pretended this whole time. And
It's
sometimes
it's
that's all you need.
it's all just unseasoned tofu.
Placebo.
Unseasoned.
But I can pretend!
Tofu's pretty nice.
Could pretend.
Unseasoned tofu is not nice.
It's fine, it's just better.
just-
when
it doesn't
has
taste of
literally
anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you conjure a large pile of fish, which is promptly wolfed down by the two Quetzalcoatl.
God, they have so much fish. Ferrous.
Yep.
Yeah, that's enough fish.
So much fish.
Yeah, you can literally conjure enough food for. So, and there's
Yeah.
only 2 of them.
Yeah, but those things are massive.
They are huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're not going to need to eat for a while. Hopefully.
Yeah, they guzzle it down, and yeah, you are presented with the Citadel of Golden Spires.
Wow.
Before we proceed, Elizabeth,
Mm.
now might be a good time to tune your rod.
What are you attuning?
Oh, we brought a rod to attune to the plane. So we have the ability.
Oh
to,
yes, the rod. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Don't know what other type of rod you're thinking of, Ferrous?
I was thinking of the
Like,
staff.
Oh yeah, okay. That's fair.
I was like, you don't think you need to be attuned to the staff.
Which is a point, actually. How many things can I be attuned to?
3.
Yeah, 3. Oh, I do have to be attuned to the staff.
Oh, you do have to be attuned to the staff. Okay. Oh yes, because you have the special attacks with it.
Okay, I think I know why I don't have the fucking crystal attached to anything now.
Because you need to be attuned.
Yeah, because I'm attuned to 3 things already.
Yes. Because you're attuned to ring, stone, and something else.
Stick.
The staff. Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, I'll
Wait,
make
what's
a.
stone?
Stone of good luck.
Oh, does that require attunement?
Yep.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, no, it's not just a free. By
Yeah,
having it on, you get +1 to everything.
If it was a free +1 to everything that you didn't have to attune to, man, that would be
Top
strong.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
literally
makes
+1
sense.
to all ability checks and saving throws.
Yeah, I mean, I know how it works.
Yeah.
I guess I've only ever had it in like really short campaigns where it was never really an issue of having too many attuned items. So.
Yes.
So yeah, let's make a tuning fork for the elemental plane of air.
Okay, yeah, you spend an hour doing that. The rest of you can have a short rest if you want to.
Sure.
I don't know if any of you
like-
get anything for it, but
I don't think it does.
Oh, I might. But I'll check later. Or well, right now. Nope.
Yeah. Okay. So Elizabeth, you spend time doing that. The Quetzalcoatl sort of like finish their fish, like sort of watch you for a little while, and then just take off.
Bye, my sweet dinosaurs.
Which is a good point, actually. Technically, one of you two might be able to use the crystal, because I think it's just attunement by a caster.
I mean, I'm already attuned to 3 things, so I couldn't. But
Yeah. And Arya doesn't really need it because Arya has a free hand all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
She doesn't use a shield. So yeah, you attune the stick, the rod.
Maybe we should give that to someone in our elite squad.
Could do.
One,
Uh,
one.
What are you doing?
I guess we want to try and approach the fortress.
Okay.
Look for weird crystals.
How are you approaching the fortress? Is my question.
carefully. Sorry. I know that's all.
Carefully was a given. Perhaps to be more specific, are you approaching it in a stealthy fashion, or are you just walking towards it?
We probably should be a little stealthy, or at least try to be.
Yeah.
I say
We'll try to
directly
be
at
stealthy.
me and Grim.
Well, we should probably like look if there's any. Is there anything that looks like it's guarding the place from here?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. It's always better to have tried and failed than never to have tried at all.
Okay. It is very difficult to make out the surroundings of the fortress just due to the driving rain and the amount of cloud and fog that is surrounding this place. Yeah, impossible to tell.
Unfortunate.
Well,
Might as well try and be relatively sneaky. As sneaky as 2 people in full plate can be.
that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope that things were. Well, I can't even
Unless-
say it was a straight face, to be honest. Let's hope that they're really sneaky, but nope.
Well, also like, if it's like driving rain, that'll drown out a bit of noise.
That
It
will
would,
just
yes.
make noise against our plate mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, but would they be able to hear it over the noise of the rest of the rain?
Let's hope not.
Also, I guess there's also pass without trace if we really want to be sneaky.
Yeah, we have pass without trace. Should y'all want it?
Well, considering
It's
we're
never
trying not.
hurt us in the past.
Yeah, considering like it's real bad waking up the thing.
Just
Maybe we should.
Just be sure to make sure you're tracking your spell slots.
Yes. I am.
Track those spell slots.
I mean, I've used 1 today.
Well, other people have used lots of spells, is what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've marked mine up.
Peasants with your spell slots.
because it might be important later.
Great.
Because yeah, that was for that.
Also, yeah, is my griffin just like chilling?
Unless you do anything with it. It lasts for quite a while, doesn't it?
I think it's indefinite until I dismiss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it's just
That's
chilling.
before it dies.
Yeah. I mean,
It's-
I'd like
it's-
to avoid that.
It's big chilling.
It's a
Big
big.
You know what?
chill.
It can chill. It can do that.
Okay. It just stands there until you give it a command.
Stand vigil. Stand guard.
No, go chill.
Oh.
I guess chill, but also like if it happens to notice
Yep.
something while we're walking, it can ping
Yep.
me if I'm in a mile, basically.
Ping.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it can.
Oh, ping. We're
Yeah.
gonna ping him?
Like I've played Wondero. I know what it's like.
Ferrous didn't get
Enemies travelled through here recently.
Ferrous didn't get my reference.
I didn't get your reference because I didn't hear it, but anyway.
I was saying, oh, ping. We're gonna ping him?
Okay, so I'm casting pass without trace.
Pass without a
Let's
trace.
go.
Give me stealth checks.
38.
38. 16.
16 could have been worse, actually, now that I think about it.
25. And
25.
16.
I thought
Okay.
the number funnier than 24.
Wow, we rolled the exact, well, not exact same, but
Sort of.
Nope.
Nearly
end
the same.
result was the same.
We rolled quite good compared to the usual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you slowly make your way through the driving wind and roaring rain.
Nice alliteration.
Thanks. Until you essentially reach the front gate of this. It's a citadel. At one point, this looks like it may have had a grand gateway, but the doors that once formed this have been removed, and there's no sign of them nearby. One thing that you do notice as you sort of are traveling alongside the walls of this citadel is that they, at one point, they were grand marbled walls, much like the palace that you were in previously. But it seems to have a lot of the wall has been just like worn down to the point where bits of it have started to crumble and collapse. This place has been battered by the elements relentlessly, by the look of things.
Well, the surroundings any indication.
Yes. The thing that is the most curious about it, though, is the golden spires seem unaffected in any way, and there's on the either side of the arch that leads into this great doorway, there is gold detail as well that you would expect to have some sort of corrosion or loss of quality to it, but it is pristine still.
I guess this Tempest thing's trying to keep up appearances to a certain extent.
That, or there is more than meets the eye to the metal that is used.
Yeah, that.
Casual adamantium walls.
They're Transformers.
Wrong colour to be adamantine, but
I mean, well, dyed adamantium.
yeah, could be.
Gold-plated adamantium.
Why? But then the gold would just, like, chip away.
Yeah, the gold would just peel off. Anyway, not relevant.
It's fine.
It's a gold adamantium alloy.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you are stood in front of this grand entryway.
I guess we're heading in.
Yeah, we needed to go to the. Oh, was down low.
Well, either we want to get underground where there's potentially unmined stuff, or there might be some within, like treasure troves.
Yes, Khadija mentioned a treasury.
Yeah, so I guess
Like-
we search. I guess if we search the main keep first, that's probably where they put a treasury, right?
Everybody looks at Grim.
Well, yeah, because I doubt there's any unmined stuff left here. The treasury would be the best option.
Treasury first. So
Although if we can avoid it, the treasury is going to be better protected, most likely.
yeah, possibly. I
Well,
guess
if we
need to
see
check
a
how
way
much this
down,
Tempest
we-
guy values
We have a
treasure.
peek in mind. That's the thing. If not, then we'll
Yeah.
go
If
for the treasury.
Yeah, if mines here are a thing, I suppose we might as well have a peek. We don't exactly need an expertly hewn piece, just a piece that won't fall into smaller pieces.
So you're heading inside.
Yeah.
Fortunately, yes.
Okay. So, as you step briefly into the shelter from the storm inside the Citadel of Golden Spires, I think that's a good place for us to stop.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh boy.
That means there's a lot going to happen potentially.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's all
Indeed.
sorts that could happen. For better or for worse.
Yes. Well, I thought it best if we start the exploration afresh next time.
Yeah,
fair.
Fair enough.
So yeah. An interesting series of developments. I guess all that's left is to say thank you all for playing, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
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 Bye.